Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel for war number 11 of season 46, and today we have a matchup against SGA. They are going to finish in the podium this season, so a really tough alliance to fight. Team today, Chee'ilth and Hulk as usual, and Iron Man joining the fight today. Pretty happy to have him on the team. This is probably my best war overall of the season, just in terms of how I feel like I played overall across. I think we have 5 fights today to show you, so kind of keep that in mind as I talk through these fights. So first up, we have a Joe FIXIT up in Section 2. We're starting off on Node 26, and we're going to approach this fight the same way that we do with every other Joe FIXIT that we've fought this season, and that is to basically ignore the tactic and just block bait him up to Special 2. Now, I did get an intercept off early, so I was a little concerned that he would toss that Special 1 with the taunt active, but again, since we had the taunt active, we would have been able to fully block that Special 1 anyway. So, you know, a little concerned just for the block damage, really, and nothing else. Otherwise, the fight is going really well. Chee'ilth is so good against Gamma Tag champions like Joe FIXIT. Her bleeds gain, I think, 40% increased potency against Gamma champs, and this Special 1 is pretty much going to finish him off. I think mid Special 2 here, he just falls over, yeah. So again, first, good start there for the war. Alright, next up we have a rank 2 Storm on node 35 with Rich Get Richer. So we are at a pretty big disadvantage here with Tony because he's only a rank 4, but I was very confident that I could like out-buff her pretty quickly. So I am trying to get intercepts off, but I am aware that if we don't get the taunt active, Iron Man is able to block unblockable specials from mutants, so as long as we don't actually take a special to the face, we should be fine. So my strategy here is to only bait the Special 1, we want to dex the first hit, and then we want to attempt to parry the second hit, and that's going to give us our armor pauses. And you can see we aren't out buffing her yet, but every special that we use is invalidating her prowess buffs. And now we are at 10 armor ups, and there's really no danger here going forward that she's going to gain enough prowess to out-buff us. So we're getting a nice little trickle of power here from Rich Get Richer, and that's going to enable us to spam our special attacks, which adds additional pauses to our armors on top of what we're already getting from parrying her special attacks. And this is an absolute slaughter. This is a great showcase for just how powerful Iron Man is after his buff. We were at a 3 rank disadvantage, and he absolutely dominated her. Really strong fight. Alright, third fight, we have a Void here on node 39. This is a rank 3 7-star Void, my white whale as it were. So this is the node where you gain a bar of power and you get a power sting debuff, but with Chee'ilth she has the cleanses, so we really don't have to worry about the power stings at all. As soon as we get a bar of power, we're going to shrug off that power sting and we can safely use our special attacks in this fight here. I don't really try too much to worry about the Daunted and the Taunt in this fight, because Void special attacks, even when you're rooted, are very easy to dodge. They both only have 2 hit components to them, and they're, you know, I'm very familiar with the timing on these, having used him for so long, so I was extremely confident that I didn't need to worry about intercepting him too much here. So again, we're just spamming the Special 1 here. I don't really go for any fancy heavy counters either here. Again, I'm just playing it a little bit more conservatively. You could definitely heavy counter both of his special attacks if you wanted to get fancy like that, but I just chose not to for whatever reason. I think this Special 1 pretty much finishes him off. I think we have to bait out one more special here. Oh, he goes for the heavy. We trigger Power Snack and give him a Special 2, and then one more medium attack, and he's down. Alright, moving on to another mini-boss, we have a Scorpion here on node 41. We took a Titania here earlier in the season, so remember that the Scared Stiff node is a debuff. The root is a debuff, so Chee'ilth will cleanse it if we get rooted, so I'm not worried about that at all. This is a strange placement for Scorpion because Power Focus 2, I actually think it makes him quite a bit easier because the Special 2 is way easier to dex than the Special 1. And I think there are fewer hit components than in the Special 1 too. So I'm taking the whole thing on a block. I'm not really concerned about that. The evade, you know, that's just something that's going to happen when you fight Scorpion without a straight evade counter. Chee'ilth has nothing to counter that in her kit. So I was, again, very aware that the evade was going to happen once, maybe twice during this fight. But I also knew that with our cleanses intact and that Hulk synergy in place, that we would shrug off the sting debuffs immediately, and we could still stick to our special attacks and get him down pretty easily. So right there, the root triggered, we shrugged it off immediately. It's like it didn't even happen, and one more shortened combo finishes off Scorpion. Alright, last fight of the war for me is a Quicksilver mini on node 49. So Stunning Reflection, of course, no parry. This is an Ascended Quicksilver, so he is going to hit a little bit harder. We used an advanced power boost. That is really what is key for this fight here, because we can start off with a special one, and then we can immediately get a trickle of power because all of our basic attacks are going to have an increased chance to proc a bleed here. So going in, I knew that intercepting was going to be very difficult in this fight, just because it's tricky to intercept Quicksilver anyways with his evade. So I was just kind of accepting that I was going to have to take a few special ones, unblockable, in order to get through this fight. So the first one tags me here, but I do get a full dex on I think the next 2 or 3, which I had never done before rooted, so I kind of like surprised myself with how well I was able to do that. But other than that, like, the fight is pretty simple. Don't ever push him to a special 2, because that's pretty much instant death. Don't take a heavy to the face like I did right there. And you're getting a lot of power from Polka Dot Power, so you're able to spam your special 1 much more quickly than you otherwise would be here. So you're going to see me like special intercept a lot with it right there. We've got a healthy amount of bleeds here again. And then one more special 1 dex here, and he is already almost dead. So I kind of went into this fight. I kind of went into this fight expecting to maybe give up a death, just because I understand how difficult Quicksilver is in this meta, especially if he's not cooperating with intercepts. Really pleased with myself that I was able to get that fight down. Also pleased that we ended up winning this war. Big shout out to SGA on a fantastic season. They are going to, again, finish in the top 3 this season in Masters, which is just really great for them. 5 kills for me this war, and an 8-3 record is what we are at after 11 wars. We have definitely locked up Masters top 10, so War 12 doesn't really matter. We just kicked it off a little bit ago. So, you know, win or lose, whatever happens in War 12, it doesn't matter. We have kind of earned our place for the season. So, and again, really happy with how this war went for me. Overall, in terms of how I played, I think this was my strongest war of the season. Not my most fights of the season, but definitely my best gameplay. So, folks, if you enjoyed this one, be sure to stick around for war number 12 coming up in another day or two, and then, of course, my rewards and review video following that. So, if you enjoyed this, please remember to hit that like button, and as always, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again next time.